I don't give four fucks about winning and losing. Tighten the fucking dead zone!
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. So, do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Do it for Deuce.
What are you doing? What are you?
When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite show.
It's like, see how it's like a little bit blurry when you get back?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Deuce and Mo.
We are live tonight.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Yeah.
How we doing?
I'm okay.
What up, Deuce?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Morgan.
Go ahead and fix it. Fix it. It's all good.
For y'all. Let's go, Kane.
That's better.
What is up, chat? Opening night is in the books as we get closer to starting the podcast. We'll do night chat and have some fun. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Man, tough one.
It's a
You
tough one.
you always want that first one.
I
man.
know.
The first one feels so good.
It does. And it's like, but still feels different. Still feels different.
What did my friend Jordy say about this?
I don't give four fucks about winning and losing.
Okay, let's on to the next one. On to the next one.
how you win and lose,
How's
yeah.
everybody doing tonight? Make sure if you're here to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel. We are less. I didn't tell you this, Morgan. We are less than 100 subs now. I think we're about 75 subs away from 8,000 subs.
What?
Yeah.
You guys are absolutely incredible. Every single person that's coming up to us at the games, thank you so damn much. Just
Dude.
Thank you. You're all just amazing.
I met so many people tonight that listened to us, and I was like, dude, you guys are amazing.
Like hugs everywhere. I just felt so much love that like I can't even be mad tonight. But I can still break down, analyze, criticize, do what I need to do.
All right, I'm just starting Twitter Spaces to get going for night chat.
No, please do.
All right. Woo! Let's give some love to the people staying up late tonight, because this is what night chat's about. It's about staying up together, win or lose. Tough game, ugly game, beautiful game, sexy game. It doesn't matter. We're going to be here. Is it New Year's Eve? We're probably here. Is it Christmas Eve?
Not.
no, we usually have a game then.
Yeah.
But the reality is, Super Bowl Sunday, what are we going to be doing? We'll be talking about the game if there's a Kings game.
Always.
And you guys will be here with us. So let's get it started.
Turn the fucking death zone.
Also, if you're here, give me a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
If you didn't understand those drops, they're all Kings related.
Let me give some love to the people. Let's do a little roll call real fast before we get started on the podcast. Shout out to Kessie. Shout out to Neo. Kessie subscribed again on Twitch. 18 straight months for him. Shout out to people watching us live. We've got Nathan. We've got Off Night. Rio. Seamus or Samus Tate. Bad News. Sour Grapes. Big Punch. What is up, Hacks? BA. Daniel. Jax, what? Muhammad, he was at the game tonight. Shout out to Russell and Joe and who else? Michelle is here with Gilberto and Roman and Sim hanging out with our guy CJ Russell. I mentioned him already. Just be you. Malaza, Steven, Adam Fox. Oh, I love it. Yours low. Stephen Brown, the OG. Emilio, Almac, Christian. Not KJ. KJ met him tonight. Appreciate it. Stewart, Jerami, Ellis, Port, Insane Cookies. Let's get it going.
Give me a hell yeah.
I love you guys, seriously.
Appreciate you all being here. Roll call.
All right. Shout off topic too. Aaron, Dirt, Adrian, stop it. I'm going to be saying names all day long.
No,
Bill,
you're not.
what up? All right. Safe mood, Justin. Deuce and Mo. Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome in to the Deuce and Mo podcast. Our first night chat of the season. Opening night has come and gone, and it ends in a tough Kings loss at Golden One Center tonight. The Kings falling to the Portland Trailblazers 115 to 108. We got to get to our first thoughts presented by our friends over at the Detail Pros of Sacramento. I'm Deuce. That's Morgan. How you doing, Mo?
You know how I am. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I obviously would be ecstatic, great, fantastic if the Kings came out with a win. But at the same time, there's still a lot of good about the night as a whole that I just don't want to I don't want to like allow this to just take over my whole night. You know?
I mean, perspective is a great thing. Breaking news. It's 1 of 82. I just saw one message. Deuce and Mo are surprisingly happy tonight. No, it's not that I'm happy. I'm just perspective is it's 1 of 82. And this time last year, the Kings went up to Portland, a place they never win, and they won on opening night, and they were 1-0.
And look what happened last year, people.
The season sucked. So, opening night win would have been awesome.
Sure.
Absolutely. Before we jump into things, I just want to give a lot of love to the fans there tonight at Golden One Center. A sellout, 17,611. It felt like for the first time in years, like some normalcy, right? Like it was just a ton of people.
Yes.
The amount of people saying what's up to us. I love the podcast. Nick. No. Let me tell you a Nick story real fast. Nick, why not? Deuce, why not? Oh, hey, Nick, do the same old thing. And he comes to me and goes, why not buy me a pizza and get me a Sprite? I'm like, oh, you're serious?
Yeah, he
was dead serious. He goes, why not? I'm like, Nick, did you eat lunch today? No. Did you eat breakfast? No. He swears up and down that he did not eat anything all day. And I said, Nick, walk with me. We're going to walk to go eat pizza, but I'm only going to get you pizza if you admit that you had something to eat today. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. And he swears he did not have anything to eat. So I got him a pizza. No, the best part about getting Nick pizza tonight.
What?
I got him pizza, and he, can I get a Sprite? I'm like, yeah, Sprite. And he goes, souvenir cup? And I'm just like, yeah, souvenir cup. It's opening night. I'm like, I'm not doing this next game, Nick.
Oh my, okay, you want to know what's even better about this story? He comes running over to the NBC area.
Of course.
with his pizza, and he goes, Deuce got me a goddamn pizza. I was like, that was so nice of Deuce. Why did he do that? Now it makes sense. Everything makes sense. And so many podcast listeners were saying, hey, I saw Nick. I saw his shirt. Why not? He loves it.
Yeah,
He's
I
famous.
think it's the only shirt he wears now.
Yes.
Well, why not
Get Nick a piece of pizza.
get the Kings a win? Because they did not get one tonight over the Blazers. 115-108 was the final. We're going to go over the good, the bad, the ugly, the highs and lows, because I feel like it was definitely a mixed bag tonight. No Keegan Murray in the lineup, but Marc Spears did report before the game that Keegan Murray will make his NBA debut come Saturday at Golden One Center when the Kings host the Clippers. So that's exciting to look forward to. He was at shoot-around today. He was working out. He was getting shots up before the game, so it'll be good to get him back in the fold. So the Kings' starting lineup for opening night featured Fox, Kevin Huerter's return, Harrison Barnes, KZ Okpala, and Domas Sabonis. Morgan, when you think about tonight's loss, what first comes to mind?
I guess the first thing that comes to mind would be chaos, sloppiness. We appreciate the chaos that can be created from an offense that puts defenses on their heels. But the type of chaos that was coming from the Kings offense, especially early on, was sloppy. It wasn't controlled. And then on top of that, it started becoming something that wasn't part of their identity toward the end of the game.
Yeah, I know that the Kings want to play with pace and space and quick decisions. They want to make decisions in 0.5 of a second. Like, that's what they want to do.
Love it.
I felt like they were playing far too fast early on, and it was too sloppy. And then Portland, I thought, did a great thing. They went, you know what, we're going to mess with the Kings a little bit. Let's go with a little zone action. And Fox had 4 turnovers in the first, 5 minutes of the game. Yeah. So there was a lot of sloppiness. And then it was, the first part, that first quarter, I think took 97 minutes.
I think about that.
It was really unbelievable from the turnovers to the fouls. And this was something we talked about during the preseason. And you hear coaches talk about all the time. I remember when Michael Malone was a coach in Sacramento, he would say all the time, you got to defend without fouling. And man, the Kings could not do that, especially in that first quarter. That was a tough watch.
It was. I appreciated the way they made adjustments throughout the game. They started turning those fouls more into physical play. The type of play that they wanted to come out with, the type of physicality they wanted to start the game with. Because I'm fine with them trying to set that tone with officials like, hey, we're going to be up and guys, we're going to be physical. But again, it wasn't controlled. And that goes for both ends of the floor for the Kings.
Yeah, so that was obviously key because KZ picked up his second foul on, I thought was kind of a garbage call. Was it the 5:09 mark where they called him on a trip on Dame? I'm like, stop it. But that put Portland in the penalty at the 5:09 mark. Portland ends up on the night, Morgan, shooting 33 free throws. They were 26 of 33 from the line. That was obviously a big deal. And then KZ ends up picking up his third foul at the 4:18 mark. The Kings had just 3 points in the final 3:37 of that first quarter. So the first quarter, after the Kings got off to, by the way, an 11-4 start, you're like, oh, this could be good. And then it went really bad. I wasn't too concerned because I'm like, look, it's one quarter, opening night. There was a ton of energy in the building tonight. It was fantastic.
Ooh.
But then, during that stretch, it got dead.
It did.
Got really
and
dead
I was
into
worried.
the second quarter.
I was worried when it got dead because I was like, come on, Kings fans. Don't be like this. You gotta be part of the energy. But I also understood at the same time because they're like, we've seen this before. The trauma hits a little bit and everyone's triggered. And so they're like, what the hell?
The Kings fan trauma thing is a real deal for sure.
It's
going to be for a long time.
I truly believe there should be Kings therapists out there. Yes. And that's kind of
hello.
us without
Dr. Deuce and Mo here.
Hi there.
Welcome to Night
We will
Chat.
treat you.
The second quarter kind of got off to that sluggish start too. But I felt like when things shifted is when they went to a different lineup that really was intriguing. It was at the 7:41 mark, and they go Fox, Mitchell, Terrence Davis, Kevin Huerter, and Sabonis. And I mean, I know, positionless basketball, but like Huerter's technically you're starting 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Davis plays 2, plays some 3. I know Huerter plays some 3, but you're technically starting 4 guards with Sabonis. But that group was awesome out there. I thought Davion did some great things defensively. That was fun to see. And that group is really what got them back in the game. And they looked, I thought, fantastic in that second quarter. They close it.
That was Mike Brown understanding that he could put in any type of guy that just wanted to make a difference, that wanted to change things up and make sure that things were going to change up on the basketball court. And I feel like in years past, what we've seen in Sacramento, if that were to happen, it's still chaotic. It still doesn't work. But Mike Brown has some reason, a philosophy behind why he puts in certain guys or staggers rotations. And yeah, I appreciated that it actually was working.
Third quarter got a little weird. Like the Kings had some moments you're like, they're going to start pulling away here. But man, I thought Portland, the number that jumped out to me that Mike Brown said in the press conference after the game, they had 22 points in the paint in the third quarter alone. Giving up middle. The Kings defense does not want to give up middle. And I guess one of my big takeaways, I know we're going to go deeper into the fourth.
Oh, good.
Especially the last couple of minutes. But I do feel like the Kings defense is better. I do think they're more aggressive. I think they showed some good things, but they still have glaring holes. And it is protection at the rim. Again, late in the game, we can go into it. What happened? It was not getting back, transition defense, one blow by, and it bucket at the rim and one. Those are plays that just kill me.
So you want your second line of defense to be there, like you can depend on them. And we've seen improvement from the perimeter defense, the pressure, guys actually understanding what it's going to take from their perimeter pressure, being active with their feet, fighting through screens. All those things, we're seeing improvements. But then tonight, it was like the paint touches for the Blazers. And when I say paint touches, scoring in the paint. They ended up finishing with 56 points in the paint tonight. And that wasn't just like, oh, Nurk was going off and guys were just being big in there. It was like there were times guys were just flying by and getting to the rim with authority. And you're just like, who's going to get their jersey and step in the way?
The two guys that jumped out to me with Portland, Jerami Grant and Josh Hart. They play with an aggressiveness. Jerami Grant, how long have I been talking about Jerami Grant?
Well, how long have I been excited about him being with the Portland Trailblazers, saying he could actually be a great addition? Can we just take this for a second? I'm just like, hey, Morgan, hey, give me some credit. I was talking about, hey, Jerami Grant, that'd be a great target for the Kings. He'd fit in well, does so many great things. Morgan instead of going, yeah, Deuce, you actually made that point. Good job. She goes, well, who said this? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you get credit too. Thank you.
Do you want credit too?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Mid your
How about
sentence,
you give me
I
credit?
want credit. Okay, credit.
Anyway, Jerami Grant in this game finishes with 23 points. He had 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 10 of 13 from the line. Oof. He was 3 of 3 from downtown. And then Josh Hart, 8 of 11 in 38 minutes. He had 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal.
Yep. I mean, their supporting cast looked good. Their team looked better than obviously what we saw in preseason. And that was still with Dame at times, especially in the beginning with KZ Okpala on him.
Night. No,
it just wasn't a Dame Lillard kind of night.
No, it's like Dame may not be 100%. And looking at how he played against Sacramento in preseason, then tonight, I think the Kings did a good job on him too. KZ,
Absolutely.
like you said, had some great moments. Like Paula can defend. I like that guy a lot.
Agreed.
Simons hurt the Kings tonight. He had some big shots late. Justice Winslow, they decided to go small, and that was the best thing ever because Nurkic looks lost right now. Nurkic looks like he is like, I don't know, not in shape or just I felt like he had no real impact out there.
Yeah, which is surprising to say about him so early on in a season, but at the same time, we're talking about 2 of their best players, and they weren't the best players on the court for them, and they still got the win. I mean, this is exactly what I thought we would see from the Blazers at some point in this season. I just wasn't thinking it was going to happen in the opening night against the Kings.
Charlie in the chat would like us to know if Damian Lillard was on, they would have won by 40. Okay.
Oh.
And if Sabonis was on, they would have won by 5. I mean, what are you doing? Charlie, why is it you bring the first negative comment of the night that I noticed? And it's, of course, you scumbag. Shout out to everyone watching us live, by the way. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. We've got like close to 550 people watching live right now.
Holy.
If you hit the thumbs up button, it just helps us grow. Also hit the subscribe button as we're trying to get to 8,000 subs. Shout out to Kenneth, who donated 50 memberships on YouTube. And Sage, appreciate Sage with the $10 donation, saying, brought my daughter to her first Kings game tonight. Mo, we saw you. Even got a chant, refs, you suck. Refs, you suck. Really missed having Keegan Murray out there tonight. Could have used our superstar eye emojis.
Well, in a game like this, especially late in this game, and I know we're about to get to the fourth quarter and everything, but you saw how much more high IQ players were needed out there. And not to say, like, Kevin Huerter is one of those players. There are guys on this squad that are capable of achieving so many things late in these games. But Keegan Murray, from what we've seen so far from him early on, you just trust him with the ball. And that's what I feel like was missing toward the end of the game.
We'll go over Keegan and what he could do to impact things, because there were some lineups tonight that like just did not look great at times. Let's go to that fourth quarter. Late in the game, man, I mean,
talk about it.
First play that comes up to me, the Terrence Davis putback jam was so nasty. Huerter misses the three. Here comes TD flying in for the jam. The crowd's going ape shit. TD is fired up, screams at Dame, who's on the ground. A little yell at Dame on the ground.
It is a tiny, like, second staring at him.
So he gets a technical for taunting.
Bullshit.
100%. Like, and here's what, by the rule, it's not bullshit. I think they called it right. No, they did. I hate the rule, though, because here's the thing, Morgan. This is basketball. The game's played with emotion. It's the home opener. He's at home. He just had a put-back jam to put his team up to break a tie, a jam. He yells a little bit. He yelled and then turned and ran back, and they teed him up.
Can I tell you what I feel like manipulated and or motivated the officials to make that call? I saw the entire Portland bench getting off onto the sideline saying, tee him up, that's bullshit, tee him up. So that helped make that call. But on top of that, if that was a star player, if that was LeBron James doing that to someone for that millimeter of a second, you know, because it was Terrence Davis, they're just calling that. And Dame Lillard's the one on the ground and whatever. I'm not trying to be a homer with that, but
you kind of are. I mean, look, I agree with you. The rule's ridiculous. The rule's ridiculous.
Facts.
Okay? Because a guy should be able to scream a little bit after a dunk like that.
I'm sorry. Step over him.
It's an emotional game.
Yes.
It just gave his team the lead. Like, let him have it for a second. If he got into his face and went on the ground like he was stone cold after a stunner, was like, oh, that's the blah, blah, just like, yeah, I get it. But he didn't do that. He jammed it home, screamed at him, and ran back, and they went, technical.
We even said the other day with some playoff baseball, you saw a young guy, throw his bat to the ground after hitting a home run, was all like fired up. And we're like, yes, good job. Even baseball's evolving and allowing emotion to be felt. And with NBA, you just don't want to take that away from guys. That wasn't going to start a scuffle. That wasn't going to start something bad. They should have just allowed it to happen a lot more.
And it was ridiculous because it should have been 106-104, Kings up by 2. Instead, they make the free throw. It's 106-105 after Dame makes the free throw. Now, you want to talk about late game execution. It's the final 2 minutes. So, Terrence Davis, I think after the game was saying he felt bad about that moment, wish he didn't do it. Look,
You're
TD,
fine.
that's not on you, man.
No.
I thought Davis had some really good moments. He gave the Kings some really great minutes off the bench. Ends up playing 25 minutes for a guy that we're wondering how much time is he going to get. He played 25 minutes, had 14 points. He had 5 rebounds and a couple of steals. So after that, Dame, turnover. The next possession, it's just like a mess. And Sabonis looked like he maybe had a chance to score. Shot clock. The clock's winding down. He's got the ball. He's looking. He leaves his feet.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't pass. Lands. Travel.
That was tough. Yeah.
And that's just, you can't have that happen. A minute 38 to go in the game.
Just to give a little credit to the Blazers defense right there too, though, because they all collapsed on him and made his life difficult.
I mean,
know.
I could go back and watch it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I felt like he had one moment where he had a look and then he would decide he was going to pass it back out. I'd rather Sabonis in that moment be aggressive and try to draw some contact and go to the free throw line, even though, that could be an adventure at times too. He was 3 of 6 from the line, but yeah, draw that. Instead, he left his feet, didn't know where he's going. He landed before he passed it. Travel. Then Dame misses a 3-point attempt. Fox takes it, being super aggressive. I can't even say that I was upset about it, but he was pushing like crazy, which he did a lot tonight, which is really encouraging to see.
Sure.
Jerami Grant got back, offensive foul.
Jerami Grant did a fantastic job of just really trying to get there, make sure that he was going to take it with his body. Obviously, his feet, he was still moving backwards. But, yeah, I could see why it was deemed an offensive foul. And that sucked. Matt Barnes, after the game, talked a little bit about, in that moment, I just wish, because it was such a big swing key play, that De'Aaron just had been like, I'm going to take this jump shot. Think about
or
him.
Slow it. Would you have pulled it back out?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even for him, he's quick enough, and we've seen this from him, where he's capable of stopping, controlling his body, jumping straight up and taking a nice little jump shot, or even a floater, right? Like at that point, because he is going full speed downhill, there was a little bit that he just needed to be a little bit more under control. But Jerami Grant did a great job defending that.
He did. It's just that those back-to-back plays are just so unfortunate. Then the next play, which was probably one of the more bizarre plays of the night, where the Kings are playing some nice defense. Lillard slips. This play irritated me so much. You keep saying things are awful, but it is the rule, right? Like Sabonis. So anyway, Lillard falls to the ground. He tries to throw it out. It ends up, Kings think they got the ball. It hits Sabonis's leg. They call it a kickball violation.
Okay, I said it was awful because I thought they called a foul on that one.
No.
Even during the game, I thought they called a foul on that one. I couldn't see from my angle. I could not see that. And that's why when everyone was frustrated with that, I was like, yeah, what are they calling? Like, why are they saying this? Makes a lot more sense. Didn't see Sabonis actually kick the ball.
So, but he didn't even, Dame threw it and it hit his leg. If the Kings get the ball there,
yeah,
it's a bucket and they are up. Instead, what happens the next play? Blazers ball. They inbound. Jerami Grant, aggressive drive, gets by HB. Sabonis fouls him.
Great
and
take.
one.
It was a great take.
It was an awesome take.
Nice finish.
But that's like these swing moments in the final 2.5 minutes of game when you're in a close game. It's just like, it seems like mistake after mistake. And it's like, you got to lock in. Like, Jerami Grant can't be beating you in that situation and one. And this is where we talk about the Kings defense can be improved in some ways. And I think they're doing a better job of being aggressive and being up in guys. There's definitely some positive signs. But then it's just guys getting beat, and you're going to be exposed at the rim. That's just reality right now. Who's going to come over and block a shot? Who's going to do that?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a problem.
You got to stop them before they gain that momentum that deep in the paint, right? And by doing that, that's a lot of times has to do with that perimeter pressure or even that help being there in time, rotating over and not getting to them at the block, but getting to them at, a high post or just like mid-key, wherever it may be. But way too late on too many plays.
And then the next play down, Fox misses a 3. Good look, missed it. And then this one, to me, no excuse. Josh Hart just drives it strong, scores it, ball game, and one.
Who balled out tonight. He did a fantastic job tonight. Fantastic play. Right there was just the dagger, right? Finishing, getting to the line, making that free throw. That was tough. It was tough to see, and it was just too many times, like you said, where at the end of the game, for that to that and one play to happen right there.
It's ball game.
It's ball game, and it just sucks that the adjustment wasn't made after the Jerami Grant one.
So we talk about that sequence, the final 2 minutes, which had a lot of tough plays for the Sacramento Kings. If we take a step back and look at this game, talking about the kind of the good, the bad, the ugly, Sabonis wasn't good tonight, and they need him to be great. He had some up and down moments in the preseason. That final preseason game was great. Was it that Lakers game? Yeah, the Lakers game was the final one, right?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Where he had like one assist shy of a triple-double, had no turnovers. But I feel like he's struggling a bit finishing inside. And there were multiple times tonight he missed some gimmies. And then when he got the chance to go to the free throw line, missing free throws. It was a rough night for him tonight. And it was a good thing that Fox was going and Huerter was really going. But Sabonis has to be better. And I thought one of his better stretches was like when Nurkic went out the first time, he's got Eubanks on him. He's like, oh, I'm going to attack him. And that was good. He was aggressive. But later in the game, I thought Justice Winslow did some nice things on him. Eubanks did some good things the second time around. He just has to be better. I mean, in this game, he ends up with 13 points, 5 assists, but the number that jumps out to me is 4 rebounds. And he's going to get beat up a lot. I mean, he's a big dude, but like you need more out of Sabonis.
Yeah. And I know he's going to get beat up at times, and sometimes it's going to be like the other team has a bigger guy. But there's ways to go about that with the way that maybe you box out, right? And you put a body on someone first before going for the ball. Just the simple things. But for Sabonis, I'm not worried because I think he's capable of making those shots. But I think in games like this, why some of those shots maybe not going in, the confidence, and maybe because of what's happening also on the defensive end. A lot of times you saw this team in a good way allow their defense to start dictating their offense. And that's when they also went on that big run at the end of the second quarter. It was nice to see for the Kings, but then there's times where if they're not playing so hot on the defensive end, you're also seeing that take away their confidence on the offensive end. It's not as much of a flow. They just don't have that trust in one another. They're not moving the ball around like they were, or even cutting through the paint like they were. You saw a lot more, not so much stagnant offense toward the end, but just not enough team basketball at the end.
Mike Brown said after the game that this team didn't look like the team.
Yeah.
He didn't recognize this team tonight. He felt like they held onto the ball too much. They weren't moving the ball like they needed to. They weren't running their stuff. And I guess if that's one way you want to spin it tonight is the Kings really, to me, had some nice stretches of basketball tonight.
Absolutely.
Their best one was with that lineup I mentioned earlier with Fox, Mitchell, Davis, Huerter, and Sabonis. And that second time they went back to it, I believe, again in the fourth, it had some nice moments too. But it wasn't enough. I mean, there was other lineups tonight that I thought like that group that had Mitchell, Monk, HB, Lyles, and Holmes. They had some moments. They were on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
Like it didn't seem like there was any flow. It seemed like, I don't know if Portland went back to the zone at any point. I can't remember against that group, but they just looked like they couldn't even get into the paint at all.
There's times with Monk, I'm just curious, where it's either he's in a flow or in a rhythm or he's not. And at times tonight, it just didn't seem like he had found his rhythm. Mike Brown had a lot of great things to say about him even before the game, talking about, the smile on his face and the way that he just truly touches every single player every single day with the way that he lives his life and brings this joy to practices in the game. So you just want to see that translate into some good basketball for him because it's there. And it's not like he's in a whole different role where he's like, oh my gosh, I'm usually a starter. No, he's used to coming off the bench a lot.
So we mentioned Sabonis' struggles, that other lineup struggles. Fox, the bad with him tonight, the turnovers.
That sucks.
8 turnovers. And, he knows he talked about a post game, but there are some early ones, especially the first couple that just he's got to be better. And I thought some of the exchanges with him and Sabonis seemed a little sloppy at times. And I thought Portland also give credit where credit's due.
Exactly.
They were playing the passing lanes well. I think there was one time Dame read it perfectly, tipped the ball, got the steal. But those are killer. And besides those 8 turnovers, I thought he actually played a pretty good game. I thought Fox's defensive activity tonight was really good. He was aggressive in his pursuit of the ball. He was digging. He was trying to get deflections. I saw a lot of good from him on that side. That was probably the most encouraging aspect. Well, I'm not going to say that's the most encouraging.
What is?
I liked him pushing the ball tonight. I felt like he was coming out. He was pushing. He shot the 3 with confidence. He was knocking down the 3. And I know he's not going to knock down 5 every single night. But Fox, when you look at the end of the game, he had 33 points. He had 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He had 8 turnovers. He was 12 of 21 shooting, 5 of 9 from 3.
For having some sloppy play and not crisp 2-man game with Sabonis at times, it was encouraging to see that he was still playing well in a lot of different places in his game tonight. And you look at his shooting, and I give a lot of credit to, like you said, the confidence in his shot, but that confidence, in my opinion, was coming from the way that he was playing defense, because you're in it. Adrenaline's there. You're sitting down in a stance. You're fighting over that screen. You're being so active that by the time you come down to the other end, after you get the ball back, you get a stop and you go, it's just there, the rhythm, the flow. And you saw that a lot with him tonight. Just cleaned it up. And when they faced adversity early on too, especially in that long ass first quarter, it was nice to see them have this comeback. But hopefully they don't have to have too many comebacks and they just set the tone and keep the tone that way.
Dean in the chat says, what happened to Sabonis at the elbow and passing it while people are cutting? Everyone pump fakes and passes. LOL, LOL. Yeah, I actually was surprised. And I don't know how much credit you just give to Portland this situation, mixing up their coverages, throwing some zone at Sacramento that threw them off. But look, when you could see Sabonis wants the ball at the elbow, and that's why they're going to get their offense going, teams are going to go, we're getting him off the elbow. We're pushing him out.
Yep.
So he can't orchestrate things because he is that important to how they operate things. So it's going to be an adjustment that Sacramento has to make for sure to get him going, and also just handle the zone better. Hey, you've seen a zone now in game 1.
Yeah.
Get ready for teams to mix it up, and how you make them pay, move without the ball, knock down some threes. And the way the Kings shoot the 3, they're probably not going to be in a zone for long.
In Portland, fantastic job responding tonight and making the adjustments after watching some of the film. Yeah. The Kings, like we keep saying, look so crisp in the preseason. And I know it was fun watching the Lakers look like shit the other night against the Warriors, just like they did in the preseason at times too. But they're also going to make their adjustments against the Sacramento Kings and maybe look like a better team, especially if healthy. And so the Kings have to expect teams in the NBA at this level to always be watching their film and know what they're going to do.
Who else jumped out to you tonight?
Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, the way that he was shooting on the offensive end, beautiful, right? Just pure shooter. But then on the defensive end, being active as well, going back to the offensive end, sometimes when he's in that 2-man game with Sabonis, it's just beautiful, high IQ basketball. I love to see it. I can't wait to see more of it. It's super understandable why he is the starting shooting guard.
Yeah, and he could put the ball on the ground. I feel like offensively, he does a lot of really, really nice things. He had that one play where they dished it to him in the corner. He drove the no-look drop-off feed to a cutting Sabonis who jammed it home. And I thought that was just, a good glimpse of what he's capable of when he's got the ball in his hands. Just have another guy who can be out there and make a play. Obviously, he's a threat from 3. He hit 6 tonight. He was 6 of 9 from downtown. His career high is 7 made threes.
Wow.
So he's 1 shy of his career high tonight. 23 points for him on 8 of 12 shooting. and 6 of 9 from 3-point land.
And you said it. Mike Brown wants to shoot at least 40 threes a game.
Dude, they got 44.
And they got 44. And it seemed like a lot for the most part. The shot selection, good job.
Early in the game, I did not like the shot
I was
shot
going to
selection.
say
They rushed too many threes.
There was times not only rushed, it was like they were settling for that three. They weren't moving without the basketball enough and being like, okay, this is the best shot we got. And it's like, no, you could have gotten a better shot. It's not like even some of those threes that weren't completely contested. It was just like you could have created something different to make this Portland defense think twice.
Yeah, there was a lot to like watching Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-point shot. It's his size, his ability to put the ball on the floor, high IQ guy. He's going to help them immensely this year.
Agreed.
So that's huge. And I thought Fox, look, a guy with the ball in his hand a lot may have a lot of high turnover games, but 8, like I said, is far too much. And you can't ignore this. That's why I'm like setting this up.
That's fine.
He looked like a guy tonight, the way he was playing.
He did.
He was hitting the jumper. He was attacking aggressively. Even that one play on defensively where he blocked the shot and got called for a foul.
Oh,
such
my.
Trash. Such a trash call.
It was a trash. There's some trash calls.
I just remembered something else I have to hit on about
What?
tonight. What do you think about Mike Brown using his challenge early in the game? He used it at the 32.6 second mark of the first quarter on was it was that KZ Okpala third foul, I believe?
Yeah, let me
Was
see.
it that
I
one he
thought
used it
I
on?
had it. Yes, it was unsuccessful. Mike Brown with the early
No,
challenge.
that was a Malik Monk foul, I think.
Oh, was it?
Damn it.
I forgot. I wrote
had to
down
play.
unsuccessful, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me go back. Someone in the chat probably knows. I appreciate you guys having our back. I've got the play-by-play right here.
I
30.
felt as you look it up, I felt like it was a very preseason like to use it so early because there were so many, many
Yes.
late calls where it was that could have been the swing play later on in the game.
It was Malik Monk. Got called for a foul on Simons. And
Unsuccessful.
I felt like Brown was doing that there, and I didn't hear him address in the post game. I think he was doing that there because there's so many whistles, and he was like, no, that was BS, and I'm going to make a statement here. You're wrong on that. Stop blowing the whistle. And then, is wrong. I'm really consistent on this. I don't know of really any situation why you would use your challenge in the first quarter of a game. Yeah. I just think all these NBA coaches do it. And I'm like, am I missing something? I want that late in a game. If there's a big missed call, if one of my guys picks up his fifth, I want it there. I don't want to use it in the first quarter. Like, that's not changing the outcome of the game. And maybe he thought it would change like how the officials are calling it, but you lose your challenge.
That was obviously his approach to it because why else was that such a big play to use it on? There were many swing plays later on. Not many, but there were a few swing plays later on that it could have been saved for.
What else? Anything else that jumped out to you on first thoughts before we get to the night chat portion?
No, we went over turnovers. We went over threes.
Davion, 1 of 8, 0 of 5 from 3 was disappointing tonight. I just felt like that group did not get many good looks. I felt like the 3-point attempts were not clean. The Blazers did a good job contesting them. It felt like that group, and I'm going back to not when Mitchell was in there with like Fox, TD, and Huerter, but when he was out there with Lyles and Barnes and Monk. They weren't getting in the paint at all.
Yeah.
And this offense wants paint touches and spray out for threes.
And that's what allows you to get the best three you can get.
There was too many like late in shot clock. Like,
yes.
I gotta get this one up.
But for the Blazers, I'm also going to give them credit for having such a crap defense for so long. They obviously stepped up tonight and made the right adjustments to come out with the win.
A couple other things that were positive tonight. What they did on Dame Lillard, even if he's not 100%, like this guy has killed Sacramento. In 31 games, the guy's averaging 25 a game against Sacramento. He's had a 50-point game. He's had 3 40-point games. I feel like Dame kills Sacramento pretty much every time they play him.
Yeah.
And KZ did a great job. I wrote it down too. Monk had a couple of plays where I'm like, okay. Like you hung with Dame a little bit there. You made life difficult. Davion did some nice things. But it was the other guys. I mean, Anthony Simons is explosive. How about the rookie Shane Sharp coming in and hitting some threes tonight? He looks smooth.
For such a young guy, he looks ready. He looked good tonight. And yeah, I'm with you there, though. When Dame doesn't have his best game, and a little bit has to do with the Sacramento Kings and the way that they were making life tough for him, I appreciate that. There's going to be so many games where they're going to have to focus on a main player and a star player of the opposing team, but they got to make sure it doesn't take them away from everything else that they need to accomplish.
Before we get to night chat, talking about the rotation for a second, because it's early in the season. We're trying to figure out what Mike Brown likes, what he doesn't like. De'Aaron Fox ends up playing 35 minutes tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Barnes played 31. Sabonis played 33, Huerter played 28, and Okpala played just under 16. Off the bench, Monk played 15 and a half, TD with 25, Davion with almost 26, Lyles 14, Holmes 14. It's going to be interesting to see how they distribute minutes when Keegan.
Yeah, I think you already.
Well, Lyles there, but he's going to have to eat up some more someone else's minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's Lyles did not have a good outing tonight.
I know. That was tough. But yeah, I feel like you already kind of know what it's going to be like when Keegan gets here. Even if it's KZ Okpala is still starting, it doesn't matter who starts the game. It's who finishes it and who's getting all the minutes, who's staying out there.
Kings lose this one 115-108. Next game, a couple days off. They'll get Keegan Murray some practice, so he makes his debut come Saturday night against
Kawhi Leonard
and the LA Clippers. Oof. We should mention that First Thoughts tonight, presented by our friends over at the Detail Pros of Sacramento. We appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. If you need your car fixed up and looking clean and sexy inside and out, you need to hit up our guy, Nick. He's taking care of our cars. We've had a lot of people go to him, and I'm telling you, your car will never look better than after you go take it to Nick.
Facts. You guys, he's elite at what he does. Like, talk about a guy that never has a bad game. Like, you get a car, and it's not like someone's going to leave disappointed. Your car will always look elite after going to Nick. And what I truly like, he has really good prices because he has different packages. So whatever suits you, your financial needs, and everything that's going on in your life, make sure you're taking care of an investment like your car. Hit up Nick and the Detail Pros.
TheDetailProSac.com. Call him 916 or text him 916-340-4317. That's 916-340-4317. Book Nick today. And now it's time for Night Chats. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. Cut the music. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Deuce and Mo podcast proudly brings to you the best NBA and Kings podcast in the world. It's the basketball mind, Deuce Mason. It's TV's Morgan Reagan. It's the Deuce and Mo podcast. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Why not? All right.
I thought that was only for after wins.
You know what? I thought about it.
Oh,
I
you
said
just
no.
felt it.
We're gonna do it no matter what.
Oh.
It's a vibe.
We'll see we'll see if that lasts 82 games, people.
All right, we got people who
market.
want to talk about. Want to get to people in the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate people being here. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Let's get it going. Let's keep talking about this game and go a little deeper. We're gonna kick things off tonight with someone who does some great work on social media. with stats. He is the one, the only Will Z. Welcome in the Night Chat with Deuce and Mo.
What's up, Deuce and Mo? It's good to see you both tonight.
Yeah,
Good
it's
to
good
see you,
too, man.
Will.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun game. Atmosphere was great. A little bit of a lull, like you guys were saying, but I mean, it was fun to just be back.
Yeah, did you feel just like a different buzz in the building? I'm not acting like, obviously it's an opening night that's always like, oh, but I felt like the crowd was in it all throughout the game. Real Kings fans felt like they were in attendance. What did you feel watching it there?
Oh, definitely. And we were up like 4 rows from the top, and people were standing pretty constantly, standing up at big plays. Not even that big of plays, just someone would hit a 3 and people would stand. So kind of all in the top sections too. It was exciting.
Yeah, I thought the crowd was amazing tonight, which was cool. 17,611. Hey, Will Z, I have a stat for you.
Oh.
Let's see it.
It's not even that crazy of a stat. It was the fact that the Kings shot 44 3-pointers tonight. They were 17 of 44, 38.6%. I love the fact that they knocked down 17 threes, but God, it sucks when you hit 17 threes and you lose. And, you know, 16 turnovers kills you, the fouls kill you. What do you think about that 3-point attempt number, 44?
I like it for this team. I hope that they don't become streaky. I saw that in the first quarter, I think we're at like 30%, and in the second quarter, I tweeted it out, but like 54%. So it'd be nice to not go through those little bit of a lulls. But I mean, this team's built to shoot, so might as well let them fly.
Yeah, and I think with time, the consistency will come too, because you just really quick, you were talking about like the streakiness, and I think finding their consistency with the way that they find their identity on the defensive end, and then the way that they continue to push their offense. If they keep that consistent, their shooting will stay consistent as well.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed was that they had 26 deflections tonight, which is the most out of any of the 28 teams that played so far.
Wait, how did you get that stat so fast?
That popped up. I was surprised it's up there already. It's on NBA.com.
Dude,
it's there.
I was talking to Will Z about this at FanFest the other day, or somewhere maybe. We were just the NBA stats, advanced stats. They've really tried to like get the stuff out faster. But you said they had 26 deflections tonight. All right, that's a positive. I like that. That's good activity, man.
So my question with that is, can they keep up that level of intensity but lower the fouls, which is going to be, I think, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest key. It's like this fine line. You want your guys to play aggressive. And in a way, you'd much rather have this problem than the other problem, right? Which is, hey, we're just letting guys kind of come in here, no problem, willy-nilly. But, yeah, you got to defend without fouling. It's being in the right position. It's not falling for pump fakes.
Yes.
It's just
playing smart.
Yeah, you want to get in the guys, but yeah, they have to clean it up because I feel like I don't worry about it in one game, but we saw that in the preseason too. So to me, it's a bit of a trend.
Yeah. Well, I know you have a lot of other people that want to talk, I'm sure. So just want to say thanks again and talk to you all soon.
All right. Appreciate
Thanks,
it, Will Z. He's the best. Check him out on social media.
Yeah, he's
Bye,
great.
everyone.
See ya, Will Z. Shout out to everyone in the chat too. I want to acknowledge them. Oh, Ashmir's in the chat.
What up, Ashmir?
So she was mentioning that the first quarter was the tough part, turnovers and fouls. Absolutely.
That was how we defined it.
Steven says Okpala locked Dame up. His defense is legit. Yeah, I think it was really encouraging to see KZ in a regular season game. And it's like, dude, this guy can D up. And
yeah,
if he can give you anything offensively, that would be big. I mean, he was kind of doomed by those 3 quick fouls, and the Kings need some offense at some point too. And, you know, he's just not what you call a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you don't only want 4 guys to be a threat on that end of the floor, right?
Yeah.
But we also saw where he can be a threat offensively, and that's just moving without the basketball. That's being that willing cutter and being like, okay, I'm going to backdoor my guy. I know I can get this step on him, and Sabonis will find me. So they just got to be more in sync with that as well.
Let's go to Discord now. We got some people lining up in Discord, the chat. Also, before we get there, I do want to acknowledge the poll question of the night. How are you feeling after the loss? The 2 options. It's 1 of 82. Let's keep it moving. Or same old Kangs. 72% of people, I'd like to thank you tonight for being rational. They say it's 1 of 82. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. What's up, J-Rock? How you doing, man? Welcome into Night Chat.
Thank you so much. I appreciate both of you guys having me in here. I just want to point out opening saying that Morgan, thank you for having me here. And I came up to you earlier, I think during the third quarter halftime, asking about the Discord and everything else. Appreciate you having me here, and I'm looking forward to speak and improvise to you about Kings basketball with you guys.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, and appreciate you being here as well. What's on your mind about tonight's game?
On my mind, so obviously there's some people that can be disappointed about tonight's loss, but I think that it's not as bad as we all think it should be. I think that we have some slight changes that we need to make, and that's it. As far as that, I really like the way we looked. We have some brand new people in our team, a brand new coach. It's going to take some time for that. It's happened with a lot of basketball teams. They don't just come in and just start winning right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think sometimes too, like there's been times in past Kings years where we're like, oh, patience, let it come together. But I feel like with this, you're already seeing things come together and you're like, okay, with time, it can grow to become something, even a better product, even a more competitive product that's going to be more in sync and have more consistency. It's game 1. And that's why, yeah, I appreciate your perspective.
Yes. Just game 1. Our next game is the Clippers. Their debut tomorrow is against the Lakers and LeBron James. And I'm very interested to see how they play against them because they had a very rough start against the Warriors last night. And they almost came back with some hot runs. Yeah. So the Lakers, they have some flaws on their side, but they can still play some good basketball if LeBron and AD are going consistent.
Wow, J-Rock, you're being way too nice about the Lakers. I thought they looked like dog shit last night. I mean, they had one little stretch, but that team has, but
all they need is a couple of trades, and they're right back in the game.
Well, how they make those trades happen, though. How they make those trades happen. That's how I look at it.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
No, but who are they going to trade to get anything? Like, the biggest asset... it's not even an asset. It's Westbrook's money. Let's just play the game.
Okay.
Let's play this game real fast. I want to get back to the Kings. But, okay, trade Westbrook. Let's do the fancy land where you trade the Westbrook and the future picks and you land Hield and Turner. Cool.
That doesn't mean playoffs.
You're not winning a championship with those guys, and the whole point is to win a championship. They screwed themselves. They have a team that has LeBron and AD, obviously 2 special players. They've got 0 shooting around those guys.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, they've got a guy in Westbrook who is not happy. The vibes are completely off with those guys. Like, it's just it's not good. It's terrible. Anyway,
yeah.
So that's how I look at the Lakers. I'm not high on them. But yeah.
I'm open. I agree. I agree with your perspective in a sense,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully they have another crap game against the Clippers and the Kings get to watch some film on them and they make the adjustments they need to make on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Lots of adjustments that we need to make right now, but hey, it's just our first game. We had some guys that did not make our shots and they'll have their nights.
All right, J-Rock. Thanks for checking in, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it so much. You guys take care.
Appreciate it. There's J-Rock. In the chat, Nick says, heck, out of the Kings' first 13 games, we might legit start 1-12. All right, we can't do this thing. Like,
don't do it.
If you start playing the schedule game, you're gonna drive yourself crazy, especially after a loss, because you're gonna be like, oh, I mean, you're not gonna. If you can't beat Portland, you definitely can't beat the Clippers. Let's play a little game called Bounce Around the NBA tonight. All right, let's bounce around the NBA. The Pelicans went to Brooklyn tonight and put up $130 and won 130-108.
Ouch.
Oklahoma City had a lead into the fourth quarter on the road in Minnesota. Minnesota squeaked by. Dallas was up big in Phoenix. It looked like, oh no, this is really bad for Phoenix. Damian Lee hits a game winner. Okay.
They respond.
The weirdest score of the night. Utah,
Oh, yeah.
123, Denver 102.
Come on now.
Yes. The Utah Jazz, 123-102. The leading scorer, Colin Sexton, off the bench at 20 points in 21 minutes. They had like 7 players in double figures. The most points scored, as I mentioned, Sexton with 20, Markkanen 17, 16 from the old man Rudy Gay, who's in year 17.
Ooh.
The point is, go ahead and try to project this, but this is the NBA. Weird stuff happens all the time.
Facts. It's going to happen all season long. Even Portland, they might not even look as good as they looked tonight at times. And no, it's not just because they were playing against the Sacramento Kings. It's because it was game 1 of the regular season.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, tonight, I think what just irritates me is I look at this as this was a game that they should have probably had, right? Like, they didn't play well. You have a lead with 2 minutes to go. If you just execute, you just need another bucket. You need another bucket. That's what you need. You need another bucket, put some pressure on them. But it was a Sabonis turnover. It was a Fox offensive foul. It was a stupid kickball violation. Then Grant takes over with that and one.
What's great is that I feel like as they continue, it's not going to be just one person that they go, oh, we depend on this guy to get us a bucket. There's going to be several guys because of the way that they play on the offensive end. They read and react, and they're going to understand each other so much better as they just keep playing together.
Nosebleed Seats Man says, yeah, the problem with your, quote, weird things that happen around the NBA list is the Kings winning a game ain't on it. Okay, so okay, I guess the Kings will never win a game. We're doing this on game 1 of the season.
You're doing it.
All right, let's kick things off again in Discord with Leezy. What's up, Leezy?
Leezy. I saw Leezy tonight.
I did too. Leezy looked like it was first before the game he's stumbling.
You're so mean. Wow, that's why he doesn't even
Mr.
know.
Lightweight probably passed out.
He doesn't even know how to
sleepy.
turn off his mute button.
A little sleepy.
Wow.
Leezy, we'll put you back, man. Let's check in and go to Mark with a C, who was at the game tonight. What's up, Mark?
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
So good.
Did we wake you?
No, I yelled my voice out.
Oh. Okay, what did you see tonight? What did you like? What didn't you like? Give us your highs and lows.
It was the worst officiated game I've ever watched. I mean, I'm glad to see that De'Aaron's first game, he started hot. Hopefully that means that he's going to start just killing it.
Mark, I want to stop you there because that's a good point. We all were talking about, hey, remember the start of the season he got off to last year? And it was like, oh, first 3 games, like, okay, 5, then it turned to 10, then it turned to 15, and we're going, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And he's done that the last couple of years, getting off to slow starts. So to see him knocking down his threes, hit 4 or 5 from the line, attacking, I thought that was a huge plus.
Yeah, he looks super confident out there. And, I mean, everybody around me was killing it. Or everyone around me was super excited that he was going off and Huerter was going off. I don't know if you guys talked about Barnes, but, man, I don't know. I really feel like he can ride the bench now. Like, maybe it's just one game, but his entire preseason was bad. Tonight felt like it was bad. I don't know. What do you guys think?
The shooting from 3-point land for a guy who's been really consistent in Sacramento, like 40% pretty much since he's come here. He was 2 of 16 in the preseason from 3, and he was 0 for 2 tonight.
Yeah.
I'm less concerned about that. The thing I'm watching a little bit with HB is just how he looks defensively. And there are times last year it wasn't great for him. And then tonight, you know, I want to bring up the lineup just to make sure I'm looking at it. They closed the game with Fox, Davis, Huerter, HB, and Sabonis. And the challenge in this situation, Mike Brown's going to go with the crew he trusts. Like, hey, Harrison Barnes is a leader. They have a leadership council. So it's Sabonis, Mitchell, Fox, and Barnes.
Sure.
There's a lot of trust with Harrison Barnes. He's a veteran. But in that late game situation, you could make a case tonight. It should have been KZ out there. KZ was playing good defense. I know he's not, but you need a stop, right? And that late game, Jerami Grant, long, he's athletic. He got by Barnes with ease and scored on Sabonis.
Maybe that's an adjustment that Mike Brown makes with time. And I think too, Mark, with HB, it's like we've seen him at times play at such a high level consistently and then have a tweak or a small injury, and then it's like, oh man, that really slowed him down, and it goes to a different level. So I would say don't be worried. I think he's going to find and adjust what his role really needs to be with this squad because he is such a solid player. He truly is. And you look at when he was playing best in his career, he was obviously surrounded by people better than him, which only made him better, made his role better, and it just completed an entire team. I think he can be a puzzle piece to a team that is important, that can make the impact in the role that he is playing in.
Yeah, well, of course, we'll have to open see to see what he can actually provide. I also noticed that Jerami Grant got 13 free throw attempts, and De'Aaron Fox got 5. Like,
yeah,
I don't get what it takes. What does it take for a point guard that attacks the rim and like even showed that he could shoot the ball well, but attacks the rim, is obviously getting hit and not getting free throws? I don't get it. Or Sabonis. Sabonis looked frustrated as hell because they keep banging him and nothing. Like I said to people around me in the chat, did the league make it legal to hire blind refs? Like, what is going on?
I didn't think the officiating was great tonight by any means. I'm not gonna say that's why they lost the game either, but I hear you, man. I think Fox. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's year 6 now, and he doesn't get calls, so I don't know what he's supposed to do at times.
Yeah, because at least 4 calls. I think at least he should have gone in at least 2 and 1s and a couple pairs of free throws more.
Yeah. Well, Mark, I'm glad you had fun at the game. Go rest your voice. Thanks for checking in, dude.
Nice meeting you, Mo. And I tried to meet up with you, with you, Deuce, but you were heading down the bowl too quick. So next time, buddy.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you, Mark.
I'm sure you really put a good effort into tracking me down.
Well, I didn't want to run down and look like the creep running down the bowl as you were heading towards the back.
It's not a creep. It just would have been a nice thing to do. Hey, Deuce.
Don't listen to Mark.
I did try to call your name and you didn't turn around.
I turn anytime someone says my name, I turn around.
Okay. Well, we'll try that next time.
All right, Mark. We'll see you, man. Thank you.
Interesting what he had to say about De'Aaron and the call, and same with you about 6th year in the league. And I think sometimes too, there's just got to be a different way that De'Aaron maybe sells taking the physical contact or.
Is it like what? Like get knocked to the ground hard and then like flip 8 times and then
or
maybe get the whistle, like slam himself in the chairs, like take a bump like wrestling?
Remember what Joel Embiid did yesterday when I think it was Marcus Smart grabbed his leg and then 2 seconds later he fell to the ground?
Those 2 floppers. I can't stand that. That was a joke to watch.
It was funny.
All right. Man, we got so many people who want to talk. I do want to get to GG, who says 56 paint points with Holmes and Sabonis in the paint. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a huge area to watch this year. I mean, I don't think that number should surprise anyone. It's not a good thing at all. The 22 points in the paint in the third quarter, that's just brutal. Let's go next to Twitter Spaces. Chris has been waiting for a while.
You got it.
What's on your mind, Mo? Were you about to say something?
No.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I was at the game tonight. I was hoping to see you guys, but I know you guys were busy doing your thing. The first thing I want to say is social media is killing De'Aaron Fox tonight. First of all, those fans are casual fans. I mean, you can't blame De'Aaron Fox for the loss tonight.
Well, I mean,
so
again,
those guys just shut the hell up. I mean,
Chris,
go ahead.
You got to get out of your social media bubble sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Because I didn't see that in my feed. I mean, just it's okay. Like people,
Yeah, people just say things.
when you lose, your star guy is gonna get some heat, and he's gonna get some heat. He's probably used to it by now.
I get it. I get it. But I'm the type that comes home, jumps on Facebook, and all the Kings,
On
sides.
Facebook,
Oh, Aaron is not the
that's
guy.
your problem.
Yeah,
How,
blah, blah.
how old are you? You're on Facebook still?
Hey, it's worse. I could be on MySpace. Okay, come on now. Being at the game tonight, though, I thought the King, I thought the Kings played well. You're not going to win with Sabonis giving you 13 and 4. I'm sorry. He's got to do better than that. They really missed Keegan Murray, the guy who started for him. I can't even pronounce his name.
Okpala, KZ Okpala.
Yeah. Good on defense, gave you zero offense. Too many times he was just stashed in the corner. Kind of like that guy at the gym that shows up and he can't play, but he's got to get on. So you just say, hey, go stand over there in the corner, bro. And too many times that you're playing 4-on-5 on offense. And, combine that with all the missed threes. I'm surprised we stayed in it. I thought Dame would get hot and put us away, but he didn't. Shout out to Mitchell. He did a great job on him. But, I mean, I don't think it was a horrible night. We showed a lot. But like you said, I think you just chalk it up onto the next one. I think Keegan Murray coming back is really going to help this team. I think offensively, he's probably your third best offensive player. So playing without him tonight, that obviously showed. But, I'm not too down on the team. They're going to be all right. They looked a lot better than previous home openers. What do you guys think? I mean, is Keegan Murray, can he make that much of a difference?
Yeah, I appreciate you checking in, man. Yeah, Chris, he's a rookie. So you want to be careful, like throwing hey, I think he's this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen some great things. We've seen it, but he's played 2 preseason games, and when he comes back on Saturday, he hasn't played in a game in a minute.
I know.
And hey, welcome to the NBA. You're taking on a very well-coached and deep Clippers team with guys at the wing spots who have tremendous, defensive capabilities and scoring abilities. And Paul George, you got Kawhi. It's just a good team. They know how to execute.
He's been up to every test that has been thrown at him so far, and that's been fun to see. But it's been an interesting start to his rookie season with just being in health and safety protocols, and now being able to play in this second game against the Clippers, which have some prime talent in this league. But I also feel this immense confidence in his game and in his confidence in the way that he believes he is already an NBA ready player. So I get why fans and people like me feel this way about Keegan Murray right now.
I'm just not going to have some crazy high expectations that game 1 he's going to come out and be like, hey, you know what? The Kings, they clearly missed him. He dropped 27 and had 6 rebounds and played great defense. Will Keegan Murray, just him being out there and getting some reps and his shooting ability, his size, his IQ, will it help the team? Yeah, absolutely will help the team. And I think, you're playing him instead of Lyles tonight. And
yes.
I think the game could have gone a little differently in those lineups had he been out there because he can do more.
I have rookie expectations, right? And just like when I say rookie expectations, that's just being solid, being able to take care of the basketball, make some high IQ plays, the impact that he will make. It's not like he's going to be the star player out there is what I feel like going into Saturday.
Can we also mention that tonight's night chat is presented by our buddy?
Oh, who's our buddy?
Joey Reagan over at Lion Real Estate. Give him some love. If you're looking to buy a house, Joey is your guy. He knows the Sacramento area better than anyone. He could help you find a house if you're looking for a house. He actually has a couple open houses coming up this weekend, including Saturday and Sunday. One on Saturday, that's from 10 to 1 p.m. at 2006 20th Street in Sacramento. Also Sunday, October 23rd, he's got an open house at 2012 F Street in Sacramento from 2 to 5. But that's not it, Morgan Reagan. Joey ain't playing.
Joey ain't playing.
Joey's feeling the vibes of Sacramento basketball right now. I think he's excited for the season. What does he have in store?
So, in store, he has a chance for Kings fans to win Kings tickets to lower section seats. Okay. And so, also when you go to these open houses, you sign with your name and phone number or email will be entered into the raffle when you go to these open houses, right?
But he's not going to use your info for anything marketing or any weird
That's exactly.
Like
you will not get any weird spam or anything. It will literally just be used to enter the raffle. So go check out these open houses that we mentioned, and you'll get to meet Joey as well.
Yeah, so go to his website too, jreagan.golion.com. If you can't make it to the open houses, you can go email him or give him a call or text at 916-412-4592. That's jreagan.golion.com. License number 0212-8070. Also, what is this? A new Deuce and Mo podcast website, deuceandmo.com. And what do we have going on today? How about new merch? Yes, we've got it's a new season, new logo. We got a new Deuce and Mo logo. You go to deuceandmo.com, go to merch, you get that. We also have stickers, crew necks, hoodies, and a new Night Chat shirt.
Yes.
A Night Chat with Deuce and Mo shirt. The best part is if you go there, use our promo code SAC20. That's SAC20, S-A-C. You get 20% off. We got Deuce and Mo Shield logo established 2016.
I know. Do you read my caption for the t-shirt established in 2000.
Deuce and Mo podcast started in the corner of an apartment kitchen in Midtown in Sacramento, 2016, dude.
Isn't that cool?
Anyway, go to deuceandmo.com, click on merch, SAC20 at checkout. You'll get 20% off your order. Appreciate everyone's support of the podcast, including everyone watching us live right now.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Holy moly. What a night.
Adam says, love the new logo. Good job.
Appreciate it.
All right. Let's go back and check in on Discord. Dredar.
Nice. That's what I would have said.
What's up, Dre?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. What's up?
Oh, man. Lots of emotions. I just felt like we came out a little bit too soft, man. Like those preseason games, we had an identity, we had confidence, we were asserting our offense. And today, this came out a little bit soft. And question I had for you guys was, I see a big drop-off in our flow once Sabonis comes off. I think that Holmes isn't that big guy. He's getting pushed off, by Nurkic past the three-point line. He's not able to set up those strong screens. I'm wondering, can we get back to, the high screener role like we had with Halliburton to try to get him more involved, getting those push-ups, getting those lobs, because he just seems like when he's out there, he's not able to provide that much offensively. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing to watch. I don't even know if I wouldn't even say they came out soft tonight. I felt like they were playing a little too fast, a little too chaotic early on. They had to settle down. They thought they settled down well in the second quarter when they finally got some things going. But your point about Holmes is, he missed some games in the preseason, and, you have to build some chemistry with that second unit. And you think about his up and down year last year, like how much was he really, what was the longest stretch of basketball he played last year for the Kings? It wasn't a lot.
No.
So, yeah, they're going to have to find some ways to get him going. I think you're right. Getting him in some action where he can do that floater that he had so much success with, a couple of years back, especially that connection he had with Halliburton. I think that would be big for him. And I also thought that unit that we had talked about earlier that had Holmes and Lyles and Monk and Mitchell, who am I missing? Someone else. But it felt like it didn't really have much flow. And I don't know if it was Portland's defense. I don't know if the chemistry just wasn't there. It just didn't seem like it flowed well.
Yeah, and I think it's just, again, like Deuce was kind of saying, when teammates get more time with him on those NBA minutes, like playing a different team, not just in practice, they're going to get a different type of chemistry with him. And that's understanding that he can play above the rim. So toss the ball above the rim for him. And not only that, sure, you don't have Tyrese Halliburton here to be in that 2-man game with him. So who else can help create that with him to utilize him and what he's great at effectively on the court when he is on the court? Because there's times that was unstoppable. And I think it still can be. And that's why people did see value in him around the league.
It was very stagnant with that group.
Yeah, and I remember during the preseason, I think the only 2 lobs he got wasn't it from Malik Monk and Keegan Murray?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that once Keegan comes back, that's the one thing I'm really hoping that we can get unlock Richaun a little bit more once Keegan comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like he could have some good chemistry with Monk, and then you're right. That play that they ran, I believe, was that first Lakers game, maybe? I forget what game it was, but it was.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was nice. Keegan.
I know what you're talking about, but I also forget what jersey that they were playing against.
I think it was the Lakers. Yeah, it was the Lakers.
Okay.
It was back-to-back lobs. Anything else
Yeah,
on your mind, man?
I think it was a home game, yeah.
Anything else on your mind?
No, that's it. Appreciate you guys being on every time after a
dude.
game. It really helps decompress all these crazy up and down.
Yeah.
And look forward to following you guys.
Appreciate
Thanks,
that, man.
Radar.
Appreciate the support, dude. Thank you so much. Okay, God. Let's rattle off some of these. Let's go next and check in with CJ. What is up, CJ? CJ, welcome in.
Go CJ. That's my CJ.
CJ, going once, going twice. All right, not there.
Outta
Let's
here.
go next and check in with Mac. What is up, Mac? Unmute yourself. You're on Night Chat with Deuce and Mo.
Hey, good. Now, good morning. How are you?
It's midnight. Good morning,
Good
Mac.
morning.
What do you think of tonight?
It's frustrating. You have aspirations and thoughts that maybe we're going to be a good team. Maybe we could sneak into, a 7 seed or 6 seed. But the reality is, teams. I know it's game 1, but there are certain games that you need to win, and the Kings just didn't. And Mike Brown says, "I don't know who showed up." Well, it's the same team that I've seen for 16 years, and that's kind of how I feel right now.
Man, you guys are broken. Some of you guys are broken. Mac, you're sitting here acting like today was a must-win game. There's 81 games left. It's okay. They didn't play great basketball tonight, and they had a chance to win. And that's what's crazy. I didn't think they played their best basketball. I thought they played a lot better at times in the preseason. They've got some things to clean up. They've got some late game execution stuff that they got to clean up, and they got to be better, flat out. They absolutely have to be better. But, it's one game. And like I said at the start of tonight when we first got on, the first game of last year, you know what the Kings did? They went to Portland, a place they never win, and they won opening night. And guess how the year ended? Bad.
I know. I totally get it. But, you just think that there would be a little bit better. I get it's also first game, but just the inconsistency which was really frustrating because, I don't know, I did feel a little bit positive because I did see that the Kings were very aggressive on the defensive end, which that made me very excited to see. I just was like, there's no spacing. I hope that they fix that up. But one thing that I also wanted to say is, was it Adair who was officiating the 67? right? Was it Brandon? I think his name was like Brandon Adair, right?
Yes. Brandon Adair, Justin Van Dyne, and Courtney Kirkland tonight.
Of the three, I thought that he had the worst officiated game of the three.
I agree with you. I agree with that.
Simply because, and it says he maybe missed a call or not, I felt he was inconsistent. Because, like, in the first quarter, he was calling a lot of ticky-tack. And it's like, okay, well, at least the players know. Then for the second and third quarter, I felt like he kind of swallowed his whistle a little bit. And then he went back to really ticky-tack, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't, and I get you're going to get calls when you're playing aggressive defense, but I thought some of them were, I mean, there were a couple phantoms, but they were pretty soft. And that's what's frustrating. It's like having an umpire with an inconsistent strike zone. How can you play if there's not that consistency and you can't adjust?
Yeah.
That's it.
Fair.
That's fair.
Anyway,
Matt.
Fair assessment.
All right.
Yeah,
that's Matt.
thanks.
Matt,
You
hang
too.
in there. Hang on. One of you two, guys. One of you.
I think that's so funny, and you're gonna hear a lot more of that even 5 games in.
67 sucked.
No, and I thought even like at first when he was going to the officials, I was like, no, like, you gotta play. And then I was like, okay, your breakdown's actually fair. I get it, but you just officiating, you never know what you're gonna get. But also, it's like you try to go off of what you know with their personnel. Okay, this guy calls a lot when I'm, a lot of ticky tacks, whatever. So you adjust your game a little bit, and sometimes you're still gonna get screwed.
People make me laugh though.
It's
kind
great.
of look like the last 16 years. I don't think it looked like the last 16 years, but hey, I get it. You're broken. Well, it wouldn't be a night chat if this guy wasn't here. Let's check in next with Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Deuce and Marc again. How you guys doing today?
You sound very quiet. What's going on?
How are you?
Oh, we are good.
Good. How are you, Nick?
Up, dude?
Good, man. I can't believe we lost, but, we could have won this game.
We could have. So if you were in that locker room and you were the coach, what would you have said to your players after that game?
Get on the court and play some good basketball.
That's different than usual. I
That is
like
different.
it.
Stop fouling. Stop fouling. They were in foul trouble.
You're
Wow,
right. No, a
Coach
lot of fouls.
Nick.
The fact that the Blazers were 26 of 33 from the line. Kings were 13 of 19. Nick, what was your favorite part of your night at the Kings game? Nick, we can't hear you. No, it's all muffled.
Yeah,
It's not
what are
making
you
it-
covering? Are you covering the?
Nick, are you there?
All right, is that better?
Way better.
Well, you covered the mic. What was your favorite part about tonight at the game?
My favorite was that, just coming to say hi to you guys.
And
I got the Deuce. I said, why not give me a pizza? Why not?
And then what happened?
And I can't, after Deuce Mason got me a pizza, I put it on Discord.
Oh.
what else did I get you?
A Sprite.
In what?
In a souvenir cup.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm so
He
glad.
demanded, he lives souvenir cup?
No, I love that you did something nice and then you're demanding that the person that you did something nice for
Demanding Morgan.
mentions it right now.
He multiple times said, why not get me a goddamn pizza?
Are you falling asleep on camera?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Nick, hey, now that you had your piece of pizza, be honest. Did you have anything to eat today besides that?
No, I had water.
Nick, you can't.
not
I'm just going to be honest with you, Nick. You cannot go all day
No.
until almost 7 o'clock at night without eating. That's not good for you.
And then a pizza and a Sprite, throw in some
Dude.
broccoli,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Well, you
all
need
right.
to go to
Well,
bed, bud.
Sleep dreams, okay?
Hey, Deuce, why not win the next game? Why not beat the Clippers?
Why not?
Why not, Nick?
Hey, are you working Saturday, Morgan?
Yes, I'll see you Saturday, okay?
Hey, why not?
Why not,
All right,
Nick?
Nick. All right, get out of here. There's Nick.
I love it when his eyes start to shut because he just stays on.
He tries to stay awake.
Oh, he makes me so happy.
You think Lizzy's there this time?
Yeah, he's talking smack in the
Well, I went to him.
chat. I know.
Right. No, that's some bull, Deuce. You told everyone else, hey, unmute, unmute. I didn't get none of that treatment.
Leezy, no, you shut your mouth right now.
You're so wrong about this.
We went to you. We talked about you. We talked about how we saw you at the game. We had a full-blown conversation about you as we were waiting for you to get your ass off mute. So now, what do you want to say about the game?
I want to apologize to Mo for me being out of pocket. But nah, yo, hey, okay. First things first, it's game 1 for me too. I'm very rusty. I'm happy to hear from you guys again. I was very happy to see all you guys tonight. All you fans talking about you can't find Deuce. Deuce is out here in these mean streets. He is very accessible.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Dude, I saw everybody tonight. It was lit. It was a movie. D-Lo and Casey, shout out.
Hell yeah.
It was cool, but yo, all these Kings fans, you guys got to stop with all this doom and gloom. It is one game, okay? It's very small sample size. Quick shout out, by the way, to Stephen Brown in the chat. He's the Max Kellerman to my Stephen A. Smith. Always got to educate him. Anthony Simons played great tonight. The Blazers role players, they played good. I feel like the Kings, their bench kind of let us down. I like Davion. I'm a big Davion guy. He went 1 for 8. That was kind of hard. Richaun Holmes didn't have a good game. We got Hornets Monk instead of Lakers Monk. But you know, I think going forward, we did. He didn't play like Lakers Monk. It's the truth.
He didn't. He didn't play great tonight.
Yeah, but going forward though, I think the team played great. Obviously, if you want to be a great team, you got to be consistent. You got to consistently take care of the ball, consistently play defense. And this team last year, they wouldn't have did that. They wouldn't even came back in this game. I think last year they would just laid down. But hey man, I'm a big Fox hater. You guys know that. But I'm giving him credit tonight. He knocked down his shots. He hit his threes. I ain't got nothing negative to say.
I love it. And you know, Leezy too, you can just like anyone out there with any predictions, how they feel about people or anything, you're always allowed to grow and change your opinion. It doesn't mean that you were ever wrong or stupid or anything. It's okay to feel that way. Okay?
Hey, no, I'm not saying all that. He played great tonight, though. But I appreciate that. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lizzy, I'm really stunned, though, for you being the ultimate Fox hater that you're not going to mention his 8 turnovers tonight.
Yeah, he turned over the ball, but, I mean, it's game 1. He knocked down his threes. I mean, that's a big accomplishment for him.
Yeah, I mean, 5 of 9 from 3. Just, Fox, give me the 35% from 3. Knock down your free throws. He was 80% from the line tonight. Yeah, and he played aggressive. Like, that was the Fox that people fell in love with, right?
Yeah.
Like the guy that you saw early in his career that you thought big things were coming.
That was different, yes.
Yeah, and you saw that tonight, man. He shot it well. It looked nice, leaving his hands. When he missed his first free throw of the game, I'm like, oh, man, come on. But he cleaned that up, 4 or 5. I thought he looked really good tonight, and I was so encouraged by his activity defensively, and I think that needs to be talked about a lot more tonight. Look, you lost the game. You're going to lose games this year. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to be a 500 team, you're going to lose half the time.
Oh.
And we're probably going to be here half the time. You don't need to be like jumping off a cliff after every single loss.
No
Look,
jumping.
This could get ugly at times. You got a tough schedule coming up here, but how do you respond with adversity? I thought tonight, after that first quarter where they faced adversity with turning over the ball, fouling like crazy, not making shots, only having 3 points in the final 3.5 of the first, they cleaned it up and they made it a game. They got the lead in the third. It went back and forth. I mean, it was tough. It's a tough loss.
And you're not wrong, Lizzy, too, coming in here and saying, to people it's all doom and gloom and everything, because you're exactly right. I would say my challenge to anybody listening or listening to this later, it's just like the Kings facing adversity, what adjustments could be made for everyone out there. When you face these losses in years past, it's doom and gloom. No matter what, everyone's triggered, traumatized, shit hits the fan. But now with this season, seeing a little bit more of a foundation being built and some better competent basketball out there, what are you going to change when a loss comes? You know, like it doesn't need to be like that. So that would be my challenge to everyone out there that feels a certain way after a couple losses this season.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's nothing to hang your head about. It's one game. Like you said, you got to learn from it. Hopefully, they knock down their free throws. That was an issue for them even in the preseason. It's kind of always been an issue. But yeah, if you get those easy points and play consistent defense, it'll be good. But before I get out of here, real quick, Deuce, how'd you feel about the Yin Yang twins performing, buddy?
Dude, I thought
you were gonna join them.
I gotta be honest, I was so preoccupied doing some other stuff in the moment that I heard it in the background. I definitely perked when I heard "Get Low." So I was surprised they did that without Lil Jon. Help me out? Did they do Whisper?
No, they did not.
I don't think so.
I was waiting on it.
Yeah, they couldn't do that. That's too much. I think
I told you it was too much.
Morgan, most of their lyrics are probably a little too much. Are you kidding me?
No, they like change bitch to female and like.
Yeah, but they could do the same thing with the Whisper
still
song.
Is not good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Both of you, calm down.
All right, Leezy. Thanks for checking in, dude.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, Leezy. Leezy's a little too optimistic. What? No, I'm saying that just more from like for him. It's weird. It's weird energy from him.
I like it though. I like when he's not negative Nancy.
Yeah.
Negative Nancy.
Hack says, I called Salt Shaker last week and they sang it. Well, I mean, that's a gimme. If they don't do shake it like a salt shaker, that would have been really weird.
Should have put money on it.
Let's go to Gran Torino. What's up, Gran?
Hey, how's it going? Do some more. First of all, before we get into any Kings talk, I just want to congratulate you both on, all that you have accomplished with this podcast. I believe the past 3 years that you guys been doing this, and I've been an avid listener pretty much the entire time, through the wins and losses, the Kings community, I say that there's really no other basketball community like us, and that attributes to people like you and Mo and D-Lo, KC, pretty much any media member or podcasters that cover this team. So I just, first of all, wanted to say congrats on that. And
thank you.
You're too kind, dude. Thank you so much, seriously. And it obviously makes it a lot more fun when there's all these people who want to talk about it, right? Like you said, the Kings community is different. And it's like, I know it's cliche, like, hey, this fan base is the best. Every person probably says that. But I'm like, dude, Sacramento's different. The fact that we've been on for almost 2 hours now. It's after midnight. There's 400 people watching live. It's like, what the hell is this? It's great. And it's a team that has not won in 16 years. And they just lost their first game. So I thrive off the passion of this community. I thrive off the thought of what could be once it turns around.
And I think we all do together, which is even more fun to do this together.
Yeah,
so,
thank you for the kind words, man.
Yeah, no problem. So really, I wasn't at the game tonight, but of course I watched it. I actually didn't go to work today because I wanted to watch the game. I work late nights. So usually, on game nights when they play, and even after game, it's like when you guys go on, I'm still at work. So, I even still, I still feel like this is a different year for us. I know that's cliche as well. We say that every year, but I can honestly say that I still believe that this is, a better year for us, even despite tonight's performance. And really the only takeaways that I have, both positive and negative, starting with negative, and obviously this has probably been touched on like pretty much the entire night that you guys have been on, but just, out the gate, I just kind of feel like they were just sloppy, trying to get into a rhythm. And sometimes, you can try so hard and still, and things can go wrong. They're trying to establish that identity. They know that the basketball world is talking about them, and Marc J. Spears and, some of the media outlets that have them being good this year. So, they want to establish themselves really early. And, I kind of think that while doing that, there might have been some hiccups and nothing for us to jump off of a cliff for. It's game one, and, we all, I believe most of us think that we're better than Portland, not by much, but we are a better team, depth-wise. But, I just think that was probably the biggest problem, was just trying to assert themselves, a little too much. Yeah. And then also, knowing that the kind of coach that Mike Brown is, he's very attention to detail, and, he holds his guys to a high regard. So, I think it's just a combination of all that. But on the positive note, for the guys that did play, obviously Fox and Huerter, they carried the load for us. And shout out to TD as well, because, going into this season, him and all of us were probably wondering, like, well, how's he going to even fit into the rotation? He kind of, you added two guards than him. And, it's kind of like, well, dang, we see what he can do, but then obviously adding Huerter and Monk is like, well, there's really no room for him to kind of eat. But, he, as he's done already, he showed us that he very well deserves to be in the rotation, and that his shooting is valuable, and the things that he brings are valuable. So shout out to him. And it's game one. It's 81 more. I just say that we have 81 more. They have 2 days from Saturday or really one, because now we're on this next day. But they have some time to even go back from tonight and look at, the mistakes and even the positives, and, there's takeaways from both. You can, even the positives they can be better at, and then the negatives to tighten up and correct. So
absolutely, man.
I'm still optimistic, and, I really believe that this is going to be the year. I'm not going to say where we'll finish, but I do think that, this team has more of an identity than it has in the past few years, because past teams, through all the adversity and, calls that weren't going our way, man, the old Kings team, they would have just completely crumbled, and we would have lost by 40, and Dame would have had probably 40, or,
I'm with you.
What he can do, so.
Exactly. That's why it felt different to me tonight. I just felt like they have some stuff to clean up, and like I mentioned earlier the free throws, but I was disappointed they lost a rebounding battle tonight. And the number that jumps out to you right away is 11 offensive rebounds for Portland tonight. And Josh Hart is one of the best offensive rebounders for his position, for his size. I mean, he does a great job, and he had none of them, which is insane, right? Like it was Grant with a couple. Lillard had 3.
Yeah.
Winslow had 3. He came in and gave them some great energy in his 26 minutes. So those hurt you. Second chance points, 19-16. Not a crit, but again, 19 second chance points. So they gotta. There's some things to clean up, but you're right. It's a long year. Hey, I appreciate you checking in for the first time, man.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you guys having me, and I definitely look forward to joining in the future. And I'm just excited for you guys and what the future holds.
Thanks,
so, yeah,
man.
go
Thank
Kings.
you.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Really nice.
Super nice.
As he was talking, someone made a joke in there, too. I don't know if you want me to read it.
About what?
Just about the call.
No.
CJ just said, hey, let the bra talk. He's been a fan for 3 years, and he hasn't called in yet.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
No, and I appreciate.
Sean S. called him the new podcast host. I thought it was a good call.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I appreciated everything he had to say.
Sometimes you got to let a guy get some touches. Get him some run a little bit here. Also, while he was talking, I looked at the clock. It was 12:21 in the morning right now. Just so that people who are watching us know, we are going to be live again at 11 a.m. Pacific time with Sam Amick.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that we're already going to be. Yeah, so we'll see you in the morning, even though it's morning right now. Oh.
We'll take one more. One more. Let's see. Peter. What's up, Peter?
Peter,
are you awake? Hey, Peter. Hello? Oh, man. You can't end on that note.
No.
All right. See you, Peter.
Do you have anyone else in there? Oh, cool.
CJ. CJ, what are you doing? Is that us in the background?
Yeah, it is you in the background.
All
I was
right.
listening to y'all on YouTube.
All right. What's on your mind, man? You're the final call of the night, potentially.
All right, sweet. I just want to tell y'all good night. I just want to check in with y'all before the bandwagon starts back up.
No one's jumping off, man. I think here's the perspective. Like, I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of it too, we get the chat going on night chat where you guys are typing away, pecking away. And then I look at the poll question. I put, how you feeling after the loss tonight? 72% of the people who voted, almost 830 votes, say it's 1 of 82. Let's keep it moving. So, like, the most people have perspective and understand, like, hey, this is a new team. There are some encouraging things tonight. You saw Fox and Huerter put up some big numbers. You saw some defense. You saw Mike Brown coaching his ass off. Like, there are definitely some fun things.
Okay. I like that. I got to remember, we are Kings fans, so we've been here for 16 years. You might as well. That first quarter kind of triggered my Kings PTSD. We came out, sloppy compared to the preseason. I'm actually surprised how physical the game was. It kind of looked like a playoff game, honestly. Like, they let a lot of stuff slide for the other team, but 33-19 free throws seemed a bit egregious to me. But like you said, and what Mike Brown said in the run, how do you respond when shit isn't going your way? So I like that, when adversity hit, the Kings bounced back, and made a run. Fox looked like him tonight, which is really encouraging because we only go as far as Fox takes us. Kayvon looked good tonight too. But we need some more from Sabonis. When he caught the ball on the block at the end, man, I thought he was gonna, cook what's his name, Justice Winslow. He's only 6'6", but
Winslow looked
like everything
yoked,
else,
man.
I'm not really mad about it.
Yeah.
We still competed, but
no, I'm with you, man.
he was almost out the league at one point. So it's Sabonis. He's an all-star. I mean, that should be barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
But he went limp at the end. So
all right, CJ. Thanks for
it's okay. It's only one game.
Yeah, thanks for checking in, man.
Thanks, CJ.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very physical game. I thought Portland did a great job of setting the tone, and if Portland is going to have any success, that they need to play a physical
Very
brand
physical.
of basketball, and that helps when you've got Grant and you've got Josh Hart. Justice Winslow's tough. And that's without GP2.
I was just about to say.
GP2's on his way back.
Something I did not mention tonight on the broadcast, which pisses me off because, again, looking at Portland and looking at what they can be capable of having GP2 and Jerami Grant on their squad just alone defensively, it's going to be tough at times. Yeah. And so I think you just, again.
You got to match that, though. You got to match the physicality. And you have to play through the frustration. I do think Sabonis got beat up a lot tonight, too. But he also didn't play great. He didn't. And, he's going to look back at that and think about things he could have done differently, especially that play in the final 2 minutes of the game when he had to travel. But, now you bounce back. All right. There's some good. Some bad, you move on, get ready for the Clippers come Saturday night. Remember, we're going to be live after every single game, and we're going to be live again.
Well, it's technically Friday.
Later today. Today, we have an interview drop.
Yeah.
We're going to be live with Sam Amick, so join us then. We appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. This is the first of 82. We got a long road ahead. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. We'll do it more. We'll dive more into other NBA topics as we go on, too.
Oh, hell yeah, we will.
We love you guys, but we got to go.
Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, you all have a wonderful rest of your night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.